Okay, so we've got some Raleigh choppers out today. Most of these are Mark 1s. There's a few sprints in there, 3 sprints I can count. Just 12 bikes here. First one that we're looking at is a Targa Mustard high backrest, bought from the original owner. It was missing its chain guard originally, and I managed to track one down. So yeah, it's got original paint chain guard, which is nice. Pretty much everything's original on that bike. It's a bit of a ratty one. The stem was changed. It's got the wrong bolt in there, but I kind of like it like that. It's a rough bike, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, obviously they got the horizontal foils on the Targas. They weren't sold for very long. Some say 6 weeks, some say 6 months, but it wasn't long, just to use up the high backrests. Once they were used up, they stopped doing them. Next bike is 5-speed that came over from America. Horizon blue. Not many found in that colour. Nice bike to ride. That's one that I ride most of the time actually. I've got a little mount on the back for a trailer to take the children. This next one, well, this is gorgeous to ride. Single speed coaster. It's an early 70. I think the hub is dated around sort of March, April time. And the frame matches the date of the hub as well. All these bikes here have been fully rebuilt, new bearings in the hubs, wheels, cranks, everything. Just polished, cleaned up, and put back together. No paint work done. They're sort of just as they are, as good as they could be as a riding bike. But yeah, so this orange one I bought from Maryland in America, and it came with this orange 5-speed as well. The older brother had this orange 5-speed, and the younger brother had the single-speed coaster, and I bet the younger brother was gutted to have the single-speed because it's pretty basic in comparison to the 5. However, if you ride them, the single speed, in my opinion, rides a hell of a lot better. It's really, really nice to ride. It just glides along, and it feels a lot lighter than that 5-speed with high backrest. But yeah, again, the 5-speed was rebuilt. Beautiful bike to ride, really nice. Got a 10-speed sprint here. Raleigh only made one 10-speed sprint. There's only one photo that exists of it. This was faithfully reproduced to the original spec. Still not finished, there's a few bits to do, and once it's done it will then have a fresh paint job and will look completely mint. Okay, so the next bike is this gorgeous blue tall frame. Some people say flamboyant blue, but it's not classed as flamboyant blue, not at all. The one next to it is flamboyant green. But yeah, this isn't flamboyant blue, but I don't really care too much. You call it whatever you want. Story goes, this was owned by the Goodyear Tire Company, and they had it in their showroom all of its life in America, and then came over to this country, and I was lucky enough to buy it. I mean, you look at it and you probably think it's maybe only been ridden sort of 20 times or something. It is absolutely mint. And this bike, I haven't cleaned it in kind of 18 months. It really is in superb condition. All matching numbers, the paint is beautiful, chrome is gorgeous, and it rides like a new bike. I mean, the thing just glides along. It is so nice. So yeah, that's one of my favourite ones. Green one next to it, that's your regular tall frame, again 1969, all the tall frames are 69. Some say they've got 68s as well, but obviously that's another story. This is TCW, it's a tri-coaster wide. It means that it's got a front brake on the handlebars, and it's a pedal backwards for the back brake in the rear hub. Just your normal 3-speed. Nice green bike. Again, I imported that from America. The next one, well, this is the one that I tell everybody is never going to be for sale. Obviously everything else has a price, but this one definitely doesn't. This is my dad's Mark 1 chopper that he gave to me. He had it as a birthday present in 1970. He's done mega mileage on it. I have as well. You know, John O'Groats to Land's End when I was 10 years old. I mean, I used it for school. I even learned how to ride on this bike. My father would push me along when I was about 4 years old. I'd sit on the seat, couldn't touch the pegs. And yeah, he'd hang on to the sissy bar so I could sort of learn and balance on the bike. He said the red tape on the bike, that was there because he had a speedo cable fitted. He said that red tape has been on the bike since it was almost brand new. He said at the very latest 71, but he thinks it was 70, you know, pretty well the time that he had the bike. It's all original except for the handle grips. It's got the wrong ones on there. They're Mark II grips. So yeah, we'll change them at some point. The foil where the gear shifter is reproduction foil. It's not very good. It didn't have foil on there because obviously used so much that just came off. But I changed that one when I found an original one. The bike's never been rebuilt. Still got its original bearings. They're dry as hell. Some point I will take the bike apart. I just really like it because it is his, and you know, it's never had anything done to it. The next one is very special. That's another tool frame, but it's a Fastback 100, and you can see it's a cable through. So the cable goes through the frame of this one. Very, very early bike. At this moment in time, it's the second oldest known. I'm sure there's plenty of older ones out there waiting to be found. You know, we're always finding bikes continually. But yeah, that's a mega, mega early one. Yeah, it's just your regular 3-speed. It was sold through the Eaton's catalogue in Canada, made by Raleigh in Nottingham, but branded up as a Eaton glider. But yeah, it's a gorgeous bike, really nice. I'm going to rebuild it soon, make sure all the bearings and everything are spot on and greased up. But that's one bike I haven't touched. Most of the bikes I've got, I've completely rebuilt, but that one I haven't yet. This one, another special bike. This is a Sprint with the dropped handlebars, so people who know the Sprint will recognise that one. But this one is actually the prototype. So this is the very, very first Sprint that was ever made. It was made in 1971. The Sprint was only sold through 72 and 73, 1 year only. It was deemed so goddamn dangerous that they stopped selling it. And a lot of dealerships had to fit Mark II high-rise handlebars to sell the bikes because nobody wanted to buy the things. To be honest, they are a bit dangerous, but you know, it's like anything, in the right hands it's okay. You can speed along really quick on that bike. I've had some good tank slappers. It's a little bit dodgy, but yeah, I mean, that thing rides fast. Lots of unique parts. The actual frame, although you can't see it, the frame is a different height there than a normal Sprint. That's actually a custom frame completely. Chain guard is a Mark I chain guard modified. The seat is a custom made Sprint seat. It's not a normal size. Handlebars custom made. They're not like a normal Sprint. There's tons of custom made bits on there. You know, the back wheel, it's a Mark I back wheel, not stamped. There's no date in it at all. But yeah, I mean, there's probably like at least 20-25 pieces on that bike that are unique to that one. Next one, again, it's another TCW tool frame. It's a tri-coaster wide, so front brake, and you pedal backwards for the back brake in the carmine red. People love that colour. I do as well. It's one of my favourites. Probably my second favourite after the blue. I really like the blue. So yeah, that's a nice bike to ride. Slick tyre as well. And last in this lineup is a very rare purple Sprint. Again, if you know Sprints, you'll know that they were sold in green and bronze mainly, but there were a few other odd colours. This is, I think, one of 3 known in purple. There may be more, I don't know, but so far only 3 have come to light. You can see this one it would have been, well, this is actually an Irish one, so you can see the badge. The difference being the Irish ones have got these lines there, and the Nottingham badges actually say that on there instead, you know, Nottingham, England. So yeah, if you see that badge, you know it's Irish. So this was made in the Irish factory. The Irish factory was burnt down by the workers, and I guess maybe they only made 3 and the factory burnt down and they didn't make any more. I'm not sure why they only made 3 in that colour. Maybe they made, you know, a batch of 50 and only 3 have been found, but so I've never seen any others. But yeah, this one, well, like a lot of the Irish Sprints, was sold with high-rise bars, you know, same as a Mark II. In actual fact, it rides really nice with those Mark II bars. It's kind of like sit up and beg style. But yeah, it's a very late frame, late back wheel. I think it's one of the latest known. I'm sure it's like late 74 or something, even though people say they're only made between 72 and 73. But nonetheless, it's a cool bike. I like it, it's really nice, rides good. So yeah, there you go. That's that lineup of bikes. Thanks for watching.